Hello you lovely lot and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mahsa and it has been a little while since I last did a video. It's actually been quite a while, embarrassingly so. I've had a lot going on just with my personal life and work and stuff like that. There's just been a lot going on, lots on my thoughts.
Lots on my thoughts?
There's been a lot on my mind, and that's kind of how we came to this video. So I've been thinking a lot about getting older and turning 30, which I will be doing this year. I'm trying not to think about it too much. But also, I'm sick of having 30 be this like looming thing over me that like my life's over. So I wanted to come up with like a 30 before 30 list, and I thought that would be really fun, just like some stuff that I really want to get to and achieve before I turn 30. So this is just a bit of fun, me achieving things that I want to achieve, basically like Phoebe from Friends having her 30 things she wants to do before she turns 30, that kind of vibe. Usually the 30 before 30 lists that I've seen are a lot more substantial, I guess, with like a lot bigger tasks or bigger things that people want to achieve, which yes, absolutely, by all means, but also those people are making the 30 before 30 lists when they're like 25. I turned 30 in about 5 months, I guess. 4 to 5 months. October is our deadline. So I turned 30 in October, so I have a very finite amount of time in which to achieve these 30 things. So I've generally gone for things that are gonna require some effort, but not crazy amounts of effort where there's no way that I'm going to get them done at all, ever. So I initially started doing this a good while ago. I'm sorry if I'm looking down, I've just got my laptop in front of me with the list on it. So when I initially started doing this list, I had pretty ambitious things, I guess I would say, on there, where I wanted to write a novel and start a Patreon and that kind of stuff, where I'm quite clearly nowhere near there yet. Yeah, let me just write a novel in 4 months. I'm sure some people can do it, but as a person who's never written anything ever before, maybe that person is not me. So we are gonna jump straight in to this list. And again, some of it is more substantial than the rest of it, but it's a bit of fun. We are going to make turning 30 as fun and exciting as we possibly can so that we can learn to dread it a little bit less. So, starting off with the first thing on my list, and if you've been on my channel a little while, you've heard me go on about this a million times probably, and that is to get a pension. So it's really embarrassing. I don't have a pension. I'm self-employed, so I need to figure out how to do a pension, basically, that I can contribute to. So the very first thing on this list is to get a pension, because I feel like if you get to 30 without a pension, that's when you're going to start having issues. So I need a pension, basically. The second thing on the list is master the RP accent. So I've notoriously always been bad at accents my whole life, which is, you know, okay, unless you're an actor, which I am, and you kind of need to do accents for work. So I've been having some accent lessons and we've been working on RP, and I think I'm doing pretty good. I think I'm like almost there where I can say like, I know how to do this accent is like under my belt and it's fine. So I put it on here just because I want to have that ticked off the list, and it's something that should hopefully be getting ticked off the list pretty soon. Number 3 is read 20 books. Now I already have the books that I want to get read by the end of the year. I just want to step it up a little bit more because I feel like I just want to read 20 books by the time I turn 30, and I would really like to focus some of those onto non-fiction books and more personal development and those sorts of things that are going to really help me going into my 30s. Number 4 is who knows if it's ever going to happen, but it's attempt a 24-hour readathon. And by that, I don't mean read for 24 hours. I don't know, actually. I don't know if I do mean read for 24 hours straight without sleeping, because that just seems like a lot. I don't know if I can do that, but it's on the list. So, and I've made sure to mention just attempt a 24-hour readathon. I've also put lol at the end of it because that's where we're at. So we're just going to attempt a 24-hour readathon before we turn 30, because I feel like it's just going to be more difficult after we've turned 30. Number 5 is see a sunrise. Now, I have seen plenty of sunsets in my time. I am a night owl. I thrive later on in the day. So waking up early enough to actually see a sunrise seems like such a huge ask for me, but I feel like it's definitely one of those things that you just have to experience like at least once. So I wanted to put it on here, and also it's a nice challenge for me to actually wake up early enough before the sun comes out and actually spend some time watching the sunrise and really taking it in. Number 6 is be monetized on YouTube. And if you've been here a while, you know that I've been working towards this for what feels like forever, but then I'll do things like not post for like 40 days. So I'm really trying to be consistent and at least doing 1 or 2 videos a month. But the, you know, chaotic period in my life, which is usually March to like the beginning of April, has slowed down and like died down a little bit. So I'm hoping that I will be able to get more videos out consistently. I've got some really exciting ideas that I want to do. So we're really going to work on it. So we will be monetized by my 30th. Watch this space. Number 7 is do the splits. I have wanted to do the splits for pretty much all my life and have never accomplished it. So I figured giving myself a 5-month time period seems like the most logical way to do this. So hopefully I will be doing exercises every day to help me achieve this goal. And I say hopefully because I have yet to start doing any stretches or anything that would help me to do the splits. But we are going to work towards it and by my birthday be able to do the splits. Number 8 is something that was actually one of my New Year's resolutions, I believe, and that is to learn to swim. I can't be 30 and not know how to swim. And it's not just not knowing how to swim, it's this deep-rooted fear of the water that I have. So I need to get some like actual one-on-one lessons where someone's going to help me get over this. I've had a couple of near drowning incidents. It's fine. I'm fine. So I just need to get over that and get over this massive fear of the water, basically. Number 9 is have the courage to post more on Instagram. I don't know when it sort of happened, but I started overthinking things that I was putting on Instagram and not really using Instagram to post anything, whereas that's probably the app that I use most every day. I love going on there. I love watching people's stories and seeing what everyone's up to. And it just felt a little bit silly that I was willing to enjoy other people sharing their lives, but somehow wasn't willing to share my life with other people. So this year I've been trying really hard to just post more. So, I mean, I've done 1 a month every month up until now, so that doesn't seem like much, but I think I went about a year without posting anything, so it's actually quite a big deal to me. So I just want to be able to share the things that I love and that bring me joy and that I enjoy with people on Instagram and not worry about like what's everyone going to think. Number 10 is spend more intentional time with my friends and family and the people that I love. Like I said, there's been a lot going on and I'm just becoming very aware of me aging and the people that I love aging, and there's just been a lot going on, and I just want to spend as much time as I possibly can with my family and with the people that I love. and make it like really intentional, good quality time where we really enjoy each other's company. Number 11 sort of goes hand in hand with that one, and that is to take more pictures with the people that I love and with my friends and family. And I just want to be able to remember like all the amazing times that we're having, and I really want to start keeping photo albums. So maybe that can go hand in hand with taking more pictures. I want to have photo albums that I can bring out and look at rather than having them all on my phone. I think there's something so magical about having a photo album and having them all printed out rather than knowing that, oh yeah, well, they're on my laptop or they're on a hard drive or they're on my phone somewhere. Number 12 is travel related, and it's that I want to go on 2 or 3 city breaks around the UK, or just weekends away or something along those lines. I feel like there's so much of the UK that I just haven't seen yet, so I would really like to explore it more. If you followed my channel for a little while, or if you've seen any of my small business related videos, then this next one is going to make a lot of sense to you. Number 13 is to have 2 profitable months with my business, Moonchild by Mahsa. Now you might be thinking, well, shouldn't your small business be making a profit anyway? And it should. It absolutely freaking should. But is it? No, it isn't. But we are working on it. I have some really exciting things coming up, so watch this space. I always leave all the social media and the website and everything linked in the description below, along with a cheeky discount code if you wanted to check it out. But I am determined that in the next 5 months, at least 2 of those are going to be profitable. If not 2, then at least 1 of those is going to be profitable. To go along with that one, number 14 is to launch candles or new products. So I don't know whether or not I'm going to be doing a small pivot away from home fragrances, because currently I do wax melts and that kind of thing. So I don't know if I'm going to be doing a pivot away from that or not yet. But number 14 is to launch candles / new products. Which is it going to be? I don't know yet, but it's going to be one of those. Number 15 is to visit Edinburgh Zoo. I love Edinburgh Zoo. We've been there a few times with my partner, and we just always enjoyed our time going there, and it's so nice to see like the animals and everything, and they do so much for conservation, and they treat the animals really well, and they're all really well looked after, and it's just such a lovely place to go, so that's on my list. For some reason, I've written number 16 really aggressively on this list, and I don't know why. So number 16 is fall in love with our little house, and then I've put romanticize the damn thing. So I think what I mean by this is that this house was not necessarily one that I picked or I would have picked. There's bits of it that are just not my vibe or whatever, basically. However, it is a house and it's where we currently live, and I think I've spent a lot of time and energy just not liking it, and that's silly for the place that you live, so I really want to fall in love with it and romanticize it and make it such a cute little place to live. That kind of leads into the next one, which is number 17, which is work on making this house a home. So we've already sort of started doing this. We're actually giving this house some character and giving it some personality. For some reason, we've been here quite a few years and we've never even painted any of the walls or did anything to really make it ours. So we've started doing a bunch of house projects, and by a bunch I mean one big one, which is what we've been working on. That video will be coming really soon, so make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss it. But we are really working on making this house a home and making it just such a lovely little place for us to live. Finally, it has taken us many years, but we're getting there. You can kind of tell that these are a little bit out of order and that it's gone in the order that my brain's decided to dump them out, and I haven't gone back in to reorder them. But number 18 is to improve my photography skills. Like I said, I want to take more photos, I want to get them printed out and put into photo albums, but that's going to be pretty difficult to do if I am terrible at taking photos, which I am. I don't know what it is, but I always take the worst photos. It's like everyone else in my family can take really good photos and mine are just rubbish. So I would like to improve my photography skills, and I would like to take photos on an actual camera rather than my phone. So that's also on my list. Number 19 is start/join a book club. I love reading, and I think I would be encouraged a lot more to read if I had a group of people that we were doing it with, or something along those lines. Now, I kind of wanted to start my own book club. I'm not sure logistically how that would work, or who would join, or whether it would be online or in person or anything like that. But if not starting one, then I would really like to find one in my local area that I can join and just sit and have like tea and coffee and talk to people about the books that we're reading. I think that would be so sweet. Now, number 20 is probably the most adult thing on this list, just below getting a pension, and that is to pay off my credit cards. So I have 2 credit cards, and I'm pretty sure that they're both maxed out at the minute, which is really not ideal. So going into my 30s, I would like to go into the 30s without having credit card debt, which I think is a reasonable request, but hopefully I should be able to do that. Hopefully, she says, crosses fingers, to pay off my credit cards before 30. Number 21 is land a day player role. So like I mentioned, and like people probably already know, I am an actor and I am dying to get my first TV credit, basically. So that is on my list to do before 30. That isn't necessarily in my hands or anything that I can really control, but we've just put it on the list because it's something I would really like to achieve before then. Number 22 is develop a skincare routine that actually works for me and my skin. Now, this is potentially a tricky one because I really want to look after my skin as best as I can. However, I have been struggling with my skin for the last few years, so I've been struggling with acne and eczema, and it's been all over my face, so I basically can't use any products on my face. I am waiting to see a dermatologist, but the wait list is through the roof, as we know. So I really want to find some sort of skincare that I can have that doesn't irritate my skin and means I can still look after my skin without my skin freaking out. I think I just said my skin like 200 times in that one sentence, which is ridiculous. But I just really want to find something that works for me, works for my skin, and everyone is happy and my skin doesn't freak out. Number 23 is move my body 2 to 3 times a week. I was very careful with how I worded this because I've had issues in the past. So I didn't want to say like fitness or workout or things like that. It's just move my body 2 to 3 times in a week. That can be anything. That can be going for a walk, that can be learning to swim, that can be just playing with a dog and running around. I don't know, it can be whatever, but I just want to sort of get into the habit of moving my body 2 to 3 times a week. I think that'll be good for my mental health and my physical health. I think that'll just be a good way for my mind and body to connect, but without calling it like a workout or whatever. Number 24 is host one dinner party or games night. Now, I've put one because we are only working within like a 5-month time frame here and you don't want to go crazy. So I would really love to host what would then become a regular games night or like a regular dinner party or something along those lines. But I just think it would be so fun to like have a theme and get people over. I just think it would be amazing, so it's on my list. Number 25 is to contact more casting directors and people in the industry and make more connections that way. So this is such a huge part of the industry that I'm in, but also it sets off like my anxiety, so I've never really done it. So I would like to just start doing it basically and start emailing people and just getting in touch and introducing myself and not apologizing for the fact that I'm getting in touch with them because they expect it. It is expected of me, so why am I being so weird about it? Number 26 is to launch a possible new business idea. Now, it's all still very vague because I'm not sure yet, but I've got that on there because, like I mentioned earlier with my current one, it's not doing so well. So I just wanted to have like a backup, and you can never have too many revenues of income. So if I can set up a business that is more passive income than me having to actively make products and sell them, then that would be ideal. So if I can get that set up before 30, then that would be perfect. Number 27 is to plan/go on a holiday abroad. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to be this year, that can be next year, but I would really love to go on a nice holiday abroad. I've got it in my head that I want to go to New York. I don't know if that's something that is going to happen or isn't, but just anything abroad, I would like to have something in place so that I can look forward to it. Number 28 is probably the most important one on this list, and that is to become comfortable with being myself and accept and love myself unconditionally. You might think that that's really easy, or you might think that's unrealistic, or you could think anything, to be honest. I'm not the kind of person who's always appreciated myself or loved myself, and just saying love myself out loud feels a little bit cringe still. But it's something that I really want to work on because I'm the person that's going to be with me for the rest of my life. So why shouldn't I love myself and appreciate myself the same way that I do other people? So I would really love to have that mindset of just unconditional self-love going forward into my 30s. That would be the biggest sign of growth for me personally from what I've been through. So if I can get there, then that would be the most incredible thing ever. The last two on this list are a little bit wild cards, I would say. Now, they are things that I have been thinking about for a really long time, but they're not things that I'm necessarily going to prioritize getting done by the time I'm 30, because it is a very finite amount of time. But these are things that I would definitely like to get done at some point eventually, hopefully before 30. Number 29 is look into playing Dungeons and Dragons. I've always kind of wanted to try playing Dungeons and Dragons and see what it's like. I know nothing about it. I wouldn't even know where to begin looking for how to play Dungeons and Dragons, or don't you need to like find people to play with or like join a campaign or something? I don't understand any of this. So I would have to do a lot of research going into it, but it just sounds so fun, like to build a character and then have them develop. It just sounds really good, and I think it's something that I would actually end up really enjoying, but it's on the list. If I can get to it, then great. And number 30, the last one on the list of things that I want to get done by the time I turn 30 is to write a novel. Slash, and the slash is important, start writing a novel. So I would like to have at least started writing a novel at some point before I turn 30. It's just, I've always wanted to write a book. That doesn't necessarily mean that I'm at all qualified to write a book or that I know anything about writing a book, but it's on the list, so I would like to give it a go sometime because I think it would be really fun. So that is my 30 before 30 list. It is a little bit wacky, it's a little bit quirky, it's a little bit out there, but it is what it is. I'm really looking forward to looking back at this when I turn 30 to see, have I exceeded expectations? How many of them have I achieved? How many am I in the process of achieving? And how many have I just completely forgotten existed altogether? Now, if you guys have done a 30 before 30, then tell me what are some of the things that were on your list. Is there anything on here that you think I'm being ridiculous trying to achieve in the next 5 months? Then hit me up in the comments below and do let me know, because chances are I would agree with you. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a big ol' thumbs up. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future videos. And if you are interested in checking out my small business, then the links to the social media, the website, and a cheeky little discount code are all in the description below. Thanks again for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!